Hi, my name is Ronald, and today we are going to be making one of the countless variations on paella, a traditional dish from Spain, specifically Valencia in eastern Spain, that ironically gets its name not from the food itself, but the dish it's cooked in. Now that I've got everything, here I'm going to show you all the ingredients you're going to need. We're going to want 1 quart of chicken stock, 2 pounds of chicken breast, skinless and boneless, that you're going to want to cut into about 2-inch pieces, and then we're going to put that in a Ziploc bag or bowl for later. You're also going to want 1 pound of shrimp, peeled and deveined, 1 pound of chorizo, 1 chopped Spanish onion, and for this, I used a vegetable chopper for efficiency, but you can also use a knife for similar results. If you do use a vegetable chopper, just don't accidentally shoot out onions like I did here. Oops. After a quick cleanup, just pour those into a bowl for later. 2 cups of Spanish short grain rice, 1 medium red bell pepper, which I similarly just cut into coarse pieces and placed in a bowl. A half bunch of chopped Italian flat leaf parsley, salt and pepper to taste, 1 tablespoon of ground paprika, 2 teaspoons dried oregano, 1 teaspoon crushed red pepper flakes, 1 pinch of saffron threads, which is not required because it's a delicacy, 3 cloves of crushed garlic, 2 lemons of lemon zest, 1 bay leaf, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and 2 more tablespoons of olive oil divided into 2. Oops. The first step is going to be mixing your paprika, salt, pepper, dried oregano, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil into a mixing bowl. Once that's thoroughly mixed, you're going to want to grab that bag or bowl of chicken from earlier, and we're going to want to pour in that mixture. After that, thoroughly massage or stir the chicken around until it's evenly coated, and then we're going to let that party in the fridge to marinate until we need it. Next, over medium heat in a large pan, pour in the 2 tablespoons of olive oil, your garlic, and your pepper flakes before stirring that around for just a little bit. Then throw in your rice and stir the mixture around until the rice is about evenly coated in the oil for about 3 minutes. Now, commonly theorized to have originated as a common meal for Valencian farmers in the 15th century, the original paella was built on a foundation of rice and most any ingredients that were readily available, like various vegetables, legumes, or snails, that were eventually cooked for numerous people at once in a wide and shallow pan referred to in the Old Valencian language as a paella, hence the name. For now, I'm going to be using a very similar pan to achieve the same results because it's what I have available. Now, once that rice is ready, you're going to want to add in your parsley, your lemon zest, and your chicken stock before slowly stirring that around. And finally, adding our saffron. As you can see, we only need about 5 threads to elevate the dish. Stir that until combined, and then we're going to bring that to a boil before reducing the heat to medium-low, covering the pan, and letting it simmer for about 20 minutes. Paella is widely known throughout both Spain and the world as being representative of social events, family meals, and many other gatherings that bring people together, due to its origin as a way of feeding numerous farm laborers at once, accomplished through workers each using their own spoons and eating out of the wide pan. As well as most of the ingredients being very common, the meal's shared nature would soon spread across the country, becoming a notorious symbol of community and the united working class. The cultural impact of a shared identity throughout a single meal, shown through the deeply felt and widely known traditions surrounding it, cements its significance. Oh, and don't forget to throw in that bay leaf. While the rice is going, heat your other tablespoon of olive oil in a separate skillet over medium heat, and grab the now fully marinated chicken from the fridge and cook that until the chicken starts looking white. So for about 3 minutes. Then you're going to want to add your onion and cook until these onions are translucent for about 5 minutes. Now, within the context of the humanities, not only does the meal create an identity of sharing and community within the culture, but it even serves as a representation of the humble traditional beginnings that supported it. Through the meal's growth from a simple, convenient lunch to a staple throughout Spain, paella's ability to connect members of a community through its historical origins and unifying characteristics exemplifies this reflection. Now that the onions are translucent, we're going to want to add our chorizo, and then we're going to let that mingle until it's evenly spread. As it's becoming increasingly evident, I'm not making the very first version of the dish, and this is due to the numerous changes it's experienced over the centuries. As said before, the original dish consisted of what the farmers were able to gather, with chicken and rabbit being used on occasion and saffron being used for very special events due to its rarity. The evolution of the dish is difficult to track, but the newer paellas include variations with a combination of seafood and livestock meat, just seafood, or even squid ink with garlic aioli. After that, toss in your bell pepper and mix that well for about 5 minutes. While there is no specific ritual or process that is key to every paella recipe, an important detail is attaining the sakarat, a layer of crispy rice on the bottom of the pan that is notably difficult to achieve. Additionally, it's extremely important to stay patient after the paella is done, as letting it sit for a period, whether it is in front of guests or not, is crucial. For this next step, I ran out of room in my skillet for the shrimp, so I topped the rice with the mixture and let the bottom of the rice crisp on low heat while I cooked the shrimp separately. Otherwise, add your shrimp to the mixture and cook until the shrimps turn pink for about 2 minutes. As you can see in my case, I put a little more olive oil in another pan and cooked them until pink, delicately placing them on top of everything else, completing the dish. Throughout this process, I learned many things related both to paella specifically, as well as the cooking process as a whole. I discovered many new details on Spanish history, such as the idea of paella possibly being the result of rice brought by Arabs and pans brought by Romans, or the ever-changing nature of the dish itself. Additionally, in the cooking process, I quickly learned the value of patience when making a paella, as many key moments require waiting or letting the meal rest. And finally, since the dish has always been intended for gatherings, you can decide on one of the many ways paella can be shared. Whether eaten using the triangle method, an experience that involves eating from your edge of the pan and tapering toward the center as to avoid crossing into other spaces, having it plated separately, or simply grabbing a wooden spoon and enjoying the communal dish as originally intended, it'll be sure to foster social connection. Thank you, and good luck!